Breaking right now out of Gaza. We knew this was coming and the time has come. The two largest Gaza hospitals are shut down. Al Jazeera is reporting right now snipers are firing at anyone near the two largest hospitals, and that's trapping people inside. It is all hands on deck here. Northbound 41 just shut down. That cross street is College. Summerlin, that's an easy way around. There also were a lot of likenesses drawn to how Florida and Iowa maybe handled the COVID situation. Breaking now at noon, the Cape Coral Police Department is holding a press conference about Barry Smallback, a man who's been missing now for more than 2 weeks. We are told it's probably going to start around 12:05. Keep food safe by leaving the refrigerator and freezer doors closed as quickly as possible. Now, this comes after county commissioners did go ahead and waive toll fees on the Sanibel Causeway. That was all an attempt to revive businesses on the island. Very tough situation. We actually took that soundbite right after the war started on this very show. I mean, your little girl is just 8 years old, but you know, at least there's some hope. Congratulations, Southwest Florida. You have officially made it to Friday, and there are big plans for tonight with Light Up the Night. I'm Belinda Post.
And I'm Rachel Cox-Rose, and let's head over to Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Nash Rhodes to find out if the weather is going to cooperate with this holiday cheer.
Well, thankfully this year it looks like.
Breaking news right now, a shooting sends 2 people to the hospital in Fort Myers. This was at Renaissance Preserve apartment complex. That's near Michigan Ave and Veronica Shoemaker. As of right now, no one is in custody. Fort Myers police just recently said they're seeing an uptick in violent crimes during the holiday season. They are trying to tackle this issue. Today, we're going to ask them about why they're seeing an increase and what they're doing in response. It was a showdown in Georgia between the red and the blue, with 2 political opponents facing off, trying to show why their party and their state is better than the other.
And Governor Ron DeSantis and California Governor Gavin Newsom eager and going for the jugular, and only DeSantis is running for president. He visited California a few weeks ago for a sit-down with President Joe Biden.
Now, the state debate, it did not end there. In fact, Governor Gavin Newsom went after Governor DeSantis' presidential campaign, strengthening his stance, supporting President Joe Biden.
The last guy you want to...
Newsom also threw in a couple of shots about Governor DeSantis trailing in the polls, including right here in the state of Florida. Governor Newsom said, quote, "How's that going for you, Ron? You're down 41 points in your own home state. Neither of us will be the nominee for a party in 2024. Governor DeSantis will now continue his campaign. He is participating in the 4th GOP debate. That's next Wednesday in Alabama.
Children and the young at heart look forward to Christmas and visits from Santa all year. Unfortunately, not every family is able to provide Christmas cheer for the little ones in their families.
And that's, of course, where we can all step in and help. The Cape Coral Police Department, they have the Fill the Boat toy drive, and it starts today. Wink News reporter Tiffany Rizzo is live at the Walmart in Cape Coral. Tiffany, where can people start donating? A gas leak forces people living in an entire building out of their homes while emergency crews rushed in to keep them safe. Charlotte Fire and EMS confirmed the leak was over at Murdoch Circle Apartments. Gas and power were shut off to the building. Neighbors and workers were evacuated. Crews also made sure people in nearby buildings stayed inside.
Wink News anchor Belinda Post was there for the finale of the journey.
Chris and Lois, it's probably the ultimate male bonding trip. Hitting the open road on 2 wheels, visiting MLB ballparks across the country. But for Ron Dixon, it's more than that. It's about teaching his 13-year-old grandson, Nick, how to become a man, especially when life throws you a curveball.
If you don't have family, you have nothing.
More than 20,000 miles. Chasing fly balls around the country.
From Dodger Stadium, they hit a home run ball.
Thousands of innings, home runs, and Cracker Jacks.
Kettle corn. We got a bag of those at some of them.
Broken down over 2 summers.
So every stadium, you can get a stamp.
Now, Ron and Nick are home. They filled the baseball passport book with stamps, checking off every MLB stadium, wearing matching t-shirts.
Riding around the country with your grandson, going to baseball games almost every night or every afternoon.
Also visiting the Baseball Hall of Fame and the Negro League Baseball Museum in Kansas City, sometimes riding 12 hours a day on their month-long journey.
Seeing his face and how much he enjoyed it, you can't just come up with that. It's awesome.
Ron is a retired Marine who's been riding since the 70s. He plans a bike trip with each grandchild to teach them wisdom, discipline, and safety.
I will not let these boys ride without a helmet.
Along with integrity.
If you build it, they'll come.
That means doing what you say and putting family first, which he also taught Nick's mom.
Ever since I was a baby, I would ride with Dad on the motorcycle. I mean, I would literally fall asleep on the gas tank.
No matter what life throws, they'll be on this ride together.
Everybody says they've got the best parents, they've got the best kids, but like, I do.
And when I met the family, I could immediately feel how close they were and that house was built on love. Now, Nick's brother, DJ, he was there too. He and Grandpa went on a similar trip a few years back. Nick says he will always remember that special time with his grandpa and checking off that last stadium. Over to you. When you step into a UFC octagon, you are in it to win it. You are here for the glory. But today, 19-year UFC veteran Clay Guida and the UFC, they're fighting for something more. They're fighting for Florida.
We're fighting for our community. We're fighting for Fort Myers Beach, Lee County, Cape Coral, where my family lives.
When Hurricane Ian slammed ashore with 150-mile-an-hour winds and 15 feet of storm surge, UFC fighter Clay Guida's first thought was,
are my parents okay? Are my friends okay?
They all survived, but 144 people in Florida did not. Their pain got to Clay.
And unfortunately, I lost my husband in this storm.
And I feel so terrible for these people that didn't make it, or they don't have a home.
Clay was training for a fight when Hurricane Ian changed the landscape of Southwest Florida forever.
Safety first. Obviously, things can be repaired, houses, belongings.
Nearly $100 billion in damages and more than 5,000 homes destroyed in Lee County.
Once I heard my parents' voice, and I knew everything was going to be all right.
The built-to-last fighter, aptly nicknamed the Carpenter, immediately knew he had to do something. So he braced for the toughest fight of his life: how to help people rebuild their homes, their lives.
The UFC and Vayner Sports has really helped out and teamed up with the Gills and Throws of Guida and the Wrestling is Life Foundation to come up with this fight for Florida.
So now Clay and UFC are raising money with these Clay Guida shirts. UFC is also pushing fans worldwide to donate what they can to the Red Cross.
The red, white, and blue fight for Florida. We had to have the state flag here marked, where Hurricane Ian ripped through.
Now you can buy a shirt and rock one of these, or you can donate directly. All that money goes to the families hit the hardest in Southwest Florida. Belinda Post, Wink News.